a while ago now. I should probably pull up the exact date.
December.
Yep, December. Yep,
December.
December.
December 4th.
December 20th.
Oh,
J. Cole put
20th?
the what does he call it? The 10-year anniversary edition of 2014 Forest Hill Drive on streaming platforms. And so
Right.
some of us had it before that because we bought it and did the
Right.
concert thing. We already spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is that edition. And so there's a disc 2, quote unquote, which is 8 new songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 8 new songs. Or rather unreleased songs, I'm gonna say. And I'll get to that in a minute. And so we just wanted to come up here and talk about the unreleased or the additional songs, disc 2, if you will.
Yeah.
Because we've been bumping them and we never really got around to speaking about it. So
True.
also hopefully by now y'all have heard them and y'all don't, feel like we're giving you stuff you never heard of before.
If not,
But it ain't a movie, so who cares? Because there's no spoiler. So if you didn't hear it, go hear it. And then come back. That's
right.
the beautiful part about this type of media. You can always hit pause, go check out the stuff,
Right.
and come on back down.
Right.
So we're not gonna go track by track because we're gonna kind of just go through this quickly.
Yeah.
This is more of an overall review, not a track by track, line by line review. So for y'all looking for the line by line, track by track review, sorry, not us, not today. So what I'm gonna say first is, I can tell that these are unreleased songs, not new songs he recorded recently to add to the project.
Okay.
And I can tell that before listening to Inevitable, which I did listen to, which is his quote unquote audio series that he put out in addition to this, which was before this technically. You can hear in his cadence, in his style of songwriting, in the flows, and even in some of the melodies, that this is stuff that was recorded when this album was being recorded. Even on Obviously, he says he says like he does on Apparently. And so, which obviously actually reminds me of Apparently, in the way that he delivers the record. What's wrong? Why are you making a face?
That was my least favorite song.
Oh, but you don't think it sounds similar to Apparently?
It does,
okay.
But it's my least favorite song
of the 8.
Of the 8. I actually don't like the way he delivers it. I feel like it's a little bit too sing-songy. It's more sing-songy than I would have liked it to be.
Right.
Which
is funny you say that, because Apparently has always been one of my least favorite songs on the album. And many people have said that I'm crazy. Apparently is the shit. I think they just fall for the marketing, because Apparently was one of the songs that got a video from this album. Never been a big fan of Apparently, except for the rap verse that he has. Never really been a fan of Apparently. It's cool when I play the album, I play it, but Apparently is not one of my favorite songs from the album. It's probably on the least favorite side.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Obviously. I just felt like I was vibing until I got to that, and then I was like,
Got you.
I don't know here. Yeah,
I get it. So yeah, that's my overall note, that you can tell these are songs that were leftovers. And there's probably more. Maybe these are the best 8. Maybe these 8 are the best of the leftovers. Or maybe they're the only leftovers. I don't really know that answer, but
yeah.
Well, if you listen to Inevitable, you kind of know that answer. But anyway, I can tell that this is also, so if you don't know, these 8 songs are a lot of storytelling songs. So I can see why they were not put there. Because he already had quite a few storytelling songs on the project.
Hmm.
Now Black Men in Hollywood, I feel like could have gone on the project because um it's kind of similar to Sandro Pay in the sense that it's telling you this story of a dude who came from nowhere and now
Hmm.
he's in Hollywood and he's stuck out there, kind of quote unquote stuck out there
Hmm.
in this new world. And so I could see that one going on the project. It was really nice to hear Bone Thugs, even if it's not the whole crew, to hear Bone Thugs up there and Cole kind of doing what they do.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I like that too.
Um, yeah, and Home Soon reminds me of, oh, what's this song from Friday Night Lights? Home for the Holidays.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of similar in a sense. It's kind of the like I'll be back record, right? And so um maybe not in sound, like not audibly, but the concept of the record is kind of similar.
Hmm.
Whereas it's just saying like I'm coming home soon. And Home for the Holidays, it was kind of the same thing. It was like I'm out here doing my thing, but I'll be back holiday season, you know.
Hmm.
I'll be back around town. Um Yeah, and so you can see kind of these stories. It's mostly stories. You can see these story raps where Cole is getting in his, bag, saying different things. You can see some things that were similar in theme to other projects, like the song where he talks about. It's actually my favorite record, I think, that he says it, which is "Keep Heaven Dancing." Yeah, "Keep Heaven Dancing." "Keep Heaven Dancing" is my favorite song up here. And in that one, there's a verse about a guy who was locked up for 4 years and came
Hmm.
out, and it made me think of the themes are from that verse are nearly identical to the album For Your Eyes Only. And so
Mm.
I was like,
Okay.
okay, I see where some of these um, ideas may have come from, where some of the inception for that album may have started at. The roots, if you will, started sprouting from. Yeah, so overall I like it. I think the best song up here is Keep Heaven Dancing by a long shot. I don't think there's anything that's close in
Great song.
concept.
Hmm.
Not just because it has a good vibe, but it's more up tempo than some of the others, but also just because of the songwriting, the flows, um, all of it. And that's my favorite. That's the one I bump all the time. It's heavy repeat mode for me. Um, yeah. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I told you which song I like the least
Yep,
already.
obviously.
Yeah, it didn't resonate with me. It's not that he was saying anything that I didn't like or anything like that. I didn't enjoy the way, I didn't enjoy the cadence. I didn't enjoy the sing songy. I just, it's not that I don't want him to do that. I just felt like it was a lot, um, personally.
That's fair.
Um, and listen, maybe maybe a few months from now I'll go back to this and I'll listen to it and I'll be listening to it with different ears. I think sometimes also the way we receive music is um connected to how we like where we are
In
in
life,
in life and
absolutely.
what we're doing and what we have patience for. So perhaps maybe if I listen to it again at a different time, I might not feel that way. But right now, it's just like I just don't. I don't. This is almost jarring for me to listen to.
Right.
But everything else I thought was great. I didn't have any. I didn't have anything bad to say about any of the other songs that were on the project. Um, I thought he. I thought he did a great job. I also agree with you that you can tell that the music is kind of in its own way connected to the music that came before it, on the album. So I appreciate that there was still cohesion there.
Okay.
he could have gave us 8 completely random different songs if he wanted to. But yeah, I felt like it maintained the same tone that the original album did, which I like, because I feel like when I'm listening to an album, I want to feel like I'm listening to one body of work. It doesn't always work when people try to divert themselves from, somewhere else.
Right.
One way it does work is on Mad Hatter, which is coming out on January 13th.
You're funny. Yes.
But that doesn't happen every time. Um so yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. You're more in tune with J. Cole lore, so you can harken back to For Your Eyes Only, and you know you're catching all the references that I'm probably not catching, or all of the connections between what he just put out versus what he's put out in the past. But I told you I was vibing out until I got to Obviously, and then I was like,
Right.
okay. Yeah, so I thought it was great.